If you want to start feeling happy, it starts with you wanting to feel happy. We tend to sit and dwell, indulging in our own sadness. Ensure that you spend time every single day, whether it's 15 to 20 minutes or an hour or two, to allow your mind separation from the stresses of your day. If you expect to fail, you will fail. Conversely, if you expect to win, you will win. This is supported by doctors and psychologists alike, who agree that worrying actually shortens your life and damages your body. It's crucial to clear our minds before going to sleep. We're discussing the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, by Norman Vincent Peale. Let's begin with golden nugget number 1. Creating your own inner happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness because unhappiness usually stems from dwelling on sad thoughts, harboring negative feelings, holding on to resentment towards others, and maintaining an overall pessimistic outlook on life. So, if you engage in these thoughts, what do you expect the outcome to be? You must make a conscious effort to refrain from entertaining such negative thoughts. Peale suggests developing the habit of happiness by nurturing positive and cheerful thoughts throughout the day. We tend to ruminate on our sorrows. I personally dislike doing so, but sometimes my mind compels me, and I don't understand why. Therefore, I must resist that urge and instead engage in activities that uplift me, listen to upbeat music, be productive, exercise, or spend time with friends who bring joy. It can be challenging initially, and it may feel forced because it is, but eventually, it will lead to a sense of improvement. Miracles are occurring all around you. There is beauty everywhere. Open your eyes and observe. Can you see the sun shining? Wonderful. Can you hear the birds singing? Fantastic. Can you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin? Amazing. There is simple beauty surrounding us. If you desire to experience happiness, it begins with your willingness to do so. Therefore, interrupt those negative thoughts. When you start feeling low, or catch yourself gossiping, feeling guilty, angry, or any other negative emotion, turn it around. Make a deliberate effort to think positively, engage in positive actions, and even though it may not feel natural initially, persist. You're on the right track. Golden nugget number 2. The antidote to anxiety is realizing that people often waste a significant amount of their time and energy fretting about things beyond their control. Let's revisit Covey's principle, the circle of concern versus the circle of influence. Concentrate solely on matters within your circle of influence. Everything else falls within the circle of concern, which you cannot control or influence. Therefore, it's essential to move forward and not let your mind linger in that space, as it depletes your mental energy. Peale suggests incorporating meditation as part of this anxiety antidote. He advises dedicating at least 15 minutes daily to calming and relaxing oneself by focusing on peaceful thoughts or simply clearing the mind. One technique he shares in the book to combat worry and anger is to spend a few minutes imagining serene settings, such as hearing birds chirping or feeling the warmth of the sun on your face. Whether you're at work or at home, take a moment to close your eyes and mentally transport yourself to a tranquil place, perhaps recalling a past vacation. Engage your senses by imagining the smells, the sensation of sand beneath your feet, or the refreshing plunge into the ocean. Ultimately, the antidote to anxiety revolves around clearing your mind. Whatever method you choose, ensure you dedicate time each day, whether it's 15-20 minutes, an hour, or even 2 hours if you're working out. practicing yoga, attending a cycling class, or engaging in any other activity, allow your mind the opportunity to detach from the day's stresses. Golden nugget number 3, envision the best outcome. If you anticipate failure, failure is likely to follow. Conversely, if you anticipate success, you're more likely to achieve it. Thus, what thoughts are you nurturing in your mind? Are you cultivating positivity or negativity? Consider this. The fruits of your life will mirror the seeds you sow. Are you planting seeds of doubt, entertaining thoughts like, "I won't succeed," or "something terrible will happen"? If so, anticipate reaping a harvest of negativity. Shift your focus towards the positive. Direct your attention to envisioning favorable outcomes. And when faced with setbacks, regard them as opportunities for growth. Remind yourself, there's wisdom to be gained from this experience. Remember, life isn't happening to me, it's unfolding for me. Every event serves as a lesson. What may appear as a setback is actually a setup for growth. Embrace the idea that challenges happen for a reason. I will extract lessons from them and use them as stepping stones for improvement. Golden nugget number 4, embrace peace of mind. And his assertion holds true, as both medical professionals and psychologists concur that worrying not only diminishes lifespan, but also undermines bodily health. Consequently, it's imperative to declutter our minds before bedtime and visualize our worries dissipating from our beings like water pouring out of a glass. Therefore, refrain from presuming that my chosen path is the sole path of righteousness. No. This particular journey proves advantageous for my well-being. Setting clear goals served as my antidote to worry. I delineated 3 objectives, one pertaining to financial stability, one concerning physical well-being, and one related to professional advancement. These objectives provided me with a sense of purpose, something to aspire towards, and tangible achievements to pursue. During turbulent periods in the past, anxiety plagued me incessantly. Sleep eluded me, chest pains tormented me, and my heart raced with alarming frequency. Life's satisfaction seemed elusive. My contentment level remained at a mere 4 on a scale of 1 to 8. Each morning brought with it a sense of unease, hovering precariously between a 3 and a 4. Thus, I opted to supplant worry, anxiety, and apprehension with a structured plan infused with hope, goals that invigorated my spirit and directed my efforts. I recognized that realizing these objectives would facilitate my escape from adversity and foster a comprehensive enhancement of my life. Golden nugget number 5, problem solving. I encountered problems for which I needed solutions. I had desires, wants, dreams, and goals that required resolution. The cut the crap show and create your 8 were solutions. However, what I needed to do was to remove myself from the busyness of the day, allowing my mind to free up and seek inspiration from my surroundings. I knew that whatever solution I was seeking would come to me. In this golden nugget from the book where Peele discusses problem solving, he outlines 10 problem-solving techniques, many of which I found valuable. The first one is to believe that for every problem, there is a solution. So yes, believe that your problem can be solved. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, you don't have a solution right now, but there is a solution. And oftentimes, there's more than one. 2. Try to maintain your serenity as you address a problem. So, don't feel anxious. Don't try to get angry and say, I'm not getting this. I don't understand. No. You need to be calm. You need to be hopeful that there's going to be a solution to this problem. Number 4, Collect all pertinent information. This step is straightforward. Engage in thorough research to gather as much relevant data as possible. Number 5. Document all pertinent details about the situation. Once again, strive to comprehend the problem and its intricacies fully. Clarity regarding the issue is essential for identifying the necessary solutions. Number 6. Allocate time for prayer regarding the issue you are facing. Listen, if you're praying about it, that's fine. If you're not praying about it, perhaps you're contemplating it. Always make time to ponder it. When you're out walking in nature, take the opportunity to reflect and allow your thoughts to flow. However, when you distance yourself from the stresses, anxieties, and busyness of the day, dedicate time to contemplate solutions. Number 7. Have faith in and seek guidance from God. As stated in the promise of the 73rd Psalm, "Thou wilt guide me by thy counsel." Again, if you believe in the religious aspect of that, it will resonate with you. However, it may not resonate with me, so I may not be using that method. Number 8. Rely on your inner gifts of insight and intuition. There are things we believe we should do and things we know we should be doing. Therefore, you must listen to yourself. However, it takes time, patience, and maturity for you to recognize your strengths. Sometimes you may engage in certain activities solely for livelihood purposes, or because it's your job or career, but you possess other untapped gifts that you should explore. Number 9. Attend religious services where possible and listen attentively, allowing your subconscious to work on the problem. Again, you can attend church or simply go for walks. I personally enjoy going for walks, period. I listen to music and allow myself to contemplate. It's pretty straightforward. Number 10. Trust that the answer that forms in your mind or comes to fruition is the correct one. So I simply allowed the thoughts that came to mind. Whenever I had an inspired thought, I wrote it down on my phone. I would then review and contemplate these thoughts at the end of the day, deciding which ideas to delve deeper into. This is exactly how the show came to be, how Create Your 8 came about, and how you will discover solutions to your problems. Last but not least, gold nugget number 6, how to handle heartache. Now, everyone encounters heartache at some point in their lives, and it can be incredibly challenging. Peale emphasizes that to overcome heartache, we must actively resist it by keeping ourselves occupied. Whether you're going through a divorce, a breakup, or grieving the loss of a loved one, Peale suggests that staying busy is crucial for healing. Re-engaging in our usual routines promptly after a setback is essential, as is resisting the urge to dwell on negative emotions. I need to dive back into work, refocus on my goals, hit the gym again, eat healthily, spend time with loved ones, and listen to familiar music. While we must continue living our lives, it's also okay to feel sad. It's a natural part of the healing process. However, it's vital not to let our minds linger on the pain for too long. Succumbing to heartache isn't the solution. Instead, we must actively work through it and regain control. You will win. In the journey of life, let us harness the boundless potential of positivity. Through each sunrise and every setback, may we find strength in optimism, resilience in adversity, and light in the darkest of moments. Embrace the power of positivity, for it holds the key to unlocking our greatest dreams and illuminating the path to a brighter tomorrow.